too up, can't bring me down. Way too up, can't bring me down. Way too up, can't bring me down. Way too up, can't bring me down. Motivate you like a preacher. I just pray to God I reach you. Lift you up just like a pastor. Spend my life ducking disaster. Way too up, can't bring me down. 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 Way too up, won't see me.
Yo, 420 Kids live direct in effect, Oklahoma City bound to D-Town. Knowledge is key. Tiller-ish, Dirty Mac, and what's his happening? You got the king and the queen. Man, go ahead and introduce yourself. I can't see y'all though. Y'all both, all I see is elbows. Elbows and y'all might have to see. Y'all probably got to turn it to the side or sit up on the lap or something. You know, or something. Yeah, I got to lean in. Put the camera on somebody.
Push it back right.
Yeah, push it back right, quit next. But in today's episode, we got African American marriage and why is it struggling, as well as American marriages. You know, y'all married. I'm not married, and the brother Knowledge not married. So we got 1 out of 3 of African American men that's married. Let's go straight into this little video article while we got our technical difficulties going on. You hear me? Over the last few decades, marriage has been a declining institution among all Americans, and this decline even more evident in the Black community. In 2020, only 30% of African Americans were married, compared to 48% of all Americans. Half, or 50% of African Americans have never been married, compared to 34% of all Americans. After viewing this available data, we can see that although fewer Black women are now married, more Black women than Black men have been married at least once. This is because of higher percentage of Black women are divorced and widowed than men. Also in 2020, just under half, or 48% of Black women have never been married, which is up from 44% in 2008 and 42.7% in 2005. African Americans are the least married of any major racial ethnic group in America. According to the census 2020 ACS survey, 30% of African Americans were unmarried, compared to 43% of Hispanics, 52% of whites, and 58% of Asians. Also, 50% of African Americans have never been married, compared to 28% of whites. Both white and Black Americans have similar divorce statistics, with 12% of each population currently divorced, which is higher than Hispanic, 9%, and Asian, 5%. Both Black and Hispanic have the highest percent, separated at 3% compared to 1% of whites and Asians. Interracial marriage statistics. It is also believed that a significant percentage of Black men marry white women. This is often cited as one of the causes of lower marriage rates amongst Black women. This, however, is only partially true. While Black men marry white women at twice the rate that Black women marry white men, in 2021, only 15% of married Black men were married to non-Black women, which is unchanged in 2017, but up from 11% in 2010 and 8% in 2000. About 8% of married Black men were married to white women in 2021, and 4% were married to Hispanic women. This was evidence of an increase of Black men marrying out their racial demographic between 2010 and 2017. However, that percent has remained steadily since. In fact, the Pew Research Center released a report finding that 25% of black male newlyweds in 2013 married non-black women compared to 12% of the black women who married out. However, Asian women and Native Americans still have higher rates of interracial marriage. Black women were the least likely to marry non-black men at only 7% in 2017, and only 4% were married to white men. Hey, there we go. See both of y'all. Salute to Black African American marriage. First off, congratulations. I know y'all expecting one on the way.
Indeed.
When is the due date?
May 26th. May 26th.
Oh man, y'all got a special. Y'all got a star child. He finna be a Gemini, man. Y'all got a star child. Hey,
We ain't gonna get in on
yeah, he's a star child, man. You hear me? But anyways, why do y'all think some of the just marriage, the institution of marriage in general, is suffering in America?
Well, first off, before she answers, let me introduce. It's Ish Tiller. This is my beautiful wife, Rhea Thomas. And
Shalom.
joining in as a special guest tonight about the topic of African American marriage. So go ahead, baby.
Oh, I have a mouthful. So I feel that marriage in general, and this is twofold at least. But I feel marriage in general is suffering for most people or couples or whatever, because there's an agenda against population anyway. And to get further into just the African American aspect of it, I feel as though I know there's an agenda specifically against African American couples. There's a lot of different things. I don't want to say too many trigger words because I don't want your thing to get like demonetized or have any kind of issues, but there are specific agendas that are being pushed that keep the unit from becoming a unit. So they push welfare, they push child support, they push and praise baby mamas, they push and praise and elevate deadbeat dads when there are plenty of active fathers. It's propaganda. And so they push hot girl summer, they push these things and this kind of whole culture. They push these things to keep us distracted from what it is that is the ultimate goal, because there is no bigger hole than a hurt woman. Believe that. Any woman that's out there, oh, hot girl summer, I don't care about a nigga. You're lying. You're hurting. You care about a man, and you would trade everything that you have going on in your lifestyle to have what we have, which is to be a HUD, to be one, to be united, to be a unit. So it's a lot of propaganda that they're pushing, and they're starting with our children. Now we see with the rising of the, I don't know if I can say the word, but rhymes with Rand's movement. They are trying to push this agenda to have these babies utterly confounded from the very beginning, and that's the same exact tactic that was used in slavery. They didn't bring over Africans after Africans after Africans. No. They brought over Africans, and then they began to breed slaves, because it's easier for me to indoctrinate you when you don't know, as opposed to me beating out of you what you've already known, what's already been ingrained in you. So it's easier if we just breed slaves, because that's all they know is slavery, opposed to someone who understands and knows being royalty, knowing we come from kings and queens. So it's the same exact thing with this, starting the children off by telling them, oh, you could be a girl trapped in a boy's body, or a boy trapped in a girl's body. That's real life. That can happen. Making them think so they confound you from the beginning, and then that perpetuates over time and leads us to where we are now, where we have these couples that are declining. But That's stuff that started in the 50s when they started, like I said, think 40s and 50s when you started seeing the decline of the African American family, when that's what you used to see all the time, because we've always understood that there's more power in numbers. There's more power in us being united than there is in us being separated. But they started making it where you can't even get help if you got your husband. If y'all don't have enough money to afford food, you can get food stamps. He can't. You can get housing. He cannot. You can't get welfare, Section 8 and stuff like that, and you have a husband. They don't, so this is how they do it. So they're just finding different avenues to do this, to get to the same destination.
That's big facts. Appreciate that. That enlightenment. That is big facts. The eugenics program. Brother Knowledge, nice of you to join us. What's going on, God?
Most dead. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all can?
What's with it? What's up with it?
Word life. Peace to the goddess. It's chill, man. Dirty Mac, what's good with it? Now I'm gonna have to go a little bit off course, only to come on course. Like, so we talking about marriage, which is, is a union amongst two. So I got to speak on dualities, dual nature, because you also have a big thing called pharma, and then you have farms. So in the farm world, you grow food. They have artificial meat now, clone meat. So you have these farms where you can grow things. There used to be things that would be classified as drugs like mushrooms, weed. Now you have all the pharmaceuticals kicking in. Fake everything you ingest is bred from some type of, illusionary factor. It's not coming from soil. So when you look at marriage, nothing is made here to be natural. We're basically living in an artificial, get ready for the AI, man, the bots, everything. We are actually becoming, when they say you are what you eat, we are becoming the most unnatural species. Meanwhile, you see the animals, they're all endangered species if they're not already extinct. Let's face it. So if we get back control of the real narrative, like I say, it'd be hard for me to discuss the African American marriage, because even saying African American, like, it's dealing with an agenda off top, so I can't call myself a color. I can't let everybody else be Americans, but I be from Africa. While you rape and pillage the land that we actually live on, the agendas, they have to stop, so man, that's why I pass it and start. We have to start from really the divisionary factors of these whole things before we talk about a union. You have to see, why the division is actually there, in order to understand yourself enough to know where the power of the division comes from.
That is big facts too, man. Big facts. Brother Ish, man, what you got for us? Tell me about it.
Okay.
It was a lot going on in that clip. The percentages, all the different percentages that they was talking about. 3% here, the 4% there. I'll say this. I'm gonna go to a different route far as in why certain Black people aren't married is because you hear the saying of marriage is hard. And when people say that, that's a statement that can actually, keep people at bay from even trying or attempting or even looking forward to having a long-lasting relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because if you actually do the work beforehand, you get yourself in order, stand strong on your 2 feet like a man. Until you can do that, you can't even think about having a wife, right? And as a woman, you can't cook, you can't clean. If you like to work, fine. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do some of the ordinary things that come with helping to take care of a household and things like that, you're supposed to do that on your own. If you don't cook home cooked meals for your kids, that you already have. If you're a single mother with kids wanting to be married, if you don't cook home cooked meals for your kids, then I don't see how you're expecting to really have a husband, cause I'm pretty sure every man that's on this podcast loves home cooked meals. You know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't every day, three, 4 times a week, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain things that we have to do before we even get to having that long lasting relationship within ourselves. So that way it'll make it easier where that way, and then you won't have the idea of marriage being hard work. And I'm gonna pass that right there.
Hey, absolutely. First off, let's welcome Godzilla and King Show to the panel. You know,
What up,
salute.
Whoa,
What up, though?
What up, though?
What's up with it? We're gonna we're gonna hear from
hey,
Godzilla, then we're gonna
so what
lock
up
in with
with it?
Show.
What's happening?
Godzilla, tell me about it, bro. Why is the institution of marriage failing in America?
You gotta. It can be a it's a multitude of reasons, man. It's in today's society, man. Everybody's in the mirror, meaning that everybody is for self, and so
Man, it's an infectious thing. Go
and
ahead.
they teaching you to be for self. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, take care of your happiness and all that's good, man. But it don't. The world today is not teaching you to be in consideration of others, and so you have a lot of selfish men out here, and you have a lot of selfish women out here as a result. And so combining and forming a unit and moving as one is unheard of because everybody got their own agendas and want to do their own thing. And so it's just tough, man. It's tough to get out here and find a person that's on the same accord as you, man, and so you can move through life with, and y'all can move through life together and then the seasons change. You might find a woman and think y'all got it together, or she might find a man and think y'all got it together, and then somebody's feelings are subject to change, and it's just tough. It's tough.
Hey, I can dig it, man. I appreciate that insight, man. That's big facts. It is tough to deal with the relationship. People are concerned with their own happiness, not knowing that they need a supporting cast. For us to strive as a people, we need a supporting cast. King Show, tell me about it. Why is the institution of marriage struggling?
I don't know the definition of love.
There you go. Preach.
Definition of love. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Everybody look at it a little different, and they take it. My definition of love might be different from y'all point of views or the one who's on the podcast right now. You feel me? So, me going through people who's married and who's not married. Me personally, I wouldn't get married right now. That's not for me. That's not what I want to go through. I feel like I'm already going through it without a relationship. So, nah, I'm good on that. I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight. So whoever is married, that's congratulations to y'all. I'm gonna keep y'all focused. If you're not married, hey man, at this time, you don't want to be married. Don't get married. You know what I'm saying? Just my advice. I'm out of it. That's
Why
all I
you
want
think
to
you
say.
feel like that though? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just asking.
I ain't. First of all, I ain't got no feelings no more. It's the way my journey is.
Did it say Drake?
Oh shit. Yeah, well.
I ain't got no feelings. I'm like Rod Wave over here, boy. I'm like
I don't
Rod
know if
Wave.
it's the tree that
Wait,
I don't know if it's the tree that gave me a head rush of the response. You heard me?
Hey,
Hey, that's
Real.
funny. He didn't say Drake, no feelings. He said no feelings. I can dig it.
First of all, I ain't got no feelings no
man.
more.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I done seen a lot in the last couple months. Man, nah, man, it ain't even.
Yeah,
at this
so I
point in
mean,
time right now, if you married, y'all might well stay married, stick it out, because it's worse if you're not. I mean, it's man, people got kids. Nah, it's too. I'm a single father. I have my child. You feel me? His mom not in his life. Me going through what I'm going through, that shit is tough. So think about if I was married and going through what I'm going through, that'd be extra tough. So nah, I'm good, man. Like married for me, nah, I'm straight right now. I'm good. Maybe when I get 80, 90 years old, but nah, right now I'm good. I'm good. I'm straight.
Ah,
I'm
man.
good.
Just don't want to bring along.
Hey, I can dig it. Hey, I appreciate that insight, man. We got it's 5 people on the panel. One is married. All of us are in relationships, but only one is married.
I'm single.
Hey, that's Cal.
I'm
Single right
single.
now.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
single.
Cal.
that's percently like one, that's 20% out of the people
I'm
that's on the
single right now.
panel.
I
Yeah,
got
well,
friendships.
well, that's a relationship, as they will call
Yeah.
it. You hear me?
Hey,
But
that's two.
the thing
That's two.
about
That's
this,
two married too.
yeah, there
Hey,
you
y'all ain't
go.
gonna make me. Y'all ain't gonna make me no
It's only one
statistic on
Yeah,
here,
person,
man.
man.
yeah.
But
Let me add myself in his situation. I don't know what the rest of these fellas got going on though.
Yeah, you married. You married.
it's one person on here married again. Before I was rudely interrupted, brother. You hear me? Like, hey, that's funny.
That's Cal.
You ain't man. You
That's
ain't
Cal.
married on here, man.
They tell it
Look,
like
he
it
said you
is.
ain't married. Ain't nobody. He said ain't nobody
I
on the
see
panel
it.
married.
Hey,
Man, why they talk about high
some
value
people look at
men?
marriage as a horrible contract too, though.
Hey,
Hey
we're gonna go
man,
there.
the
We're gonna go
institution of
there.
marriage is a
We're gonna go
contract because
there.
they let the state do it. So the state is going to be the beneficiary, and he has you when you let the state do your marriage contract. They are the sole beneficiary. It's like you sign over power of attorney to the state to decide your issues. But a man and woman can come up with a prenuptial contract when it's an agreement between both the parties, and they leave the state out of it. So if we together, we love each other, we don't work out, okay, hey man, I was kind of doing all right before I met you. You was doing the same. We come in what we came out. We leave what we came in with. But a lot
Man,
of
these people
institutions
got
don't
all
do.
these ways of getting out of that contract. Still take your ass to court and the judge throw the whole prenup out. You like, God damn, how
Me
you throw the
personally,
prenup out?
why? You're right. Why would you let people get married just to turn around and get a divorce? I guess you can make money off of both parties. That's the problem. They making money off the marriage licenses and the divorce license.
Yeah.
So people, hey man, they be like, hey man, you're stuck, man. Once you get married, you're stuck. You hear me? Unless it's a death or something in the family, ain't no a prayer left to say anything. You hear me? Hey man, we in this for life till death do us part.
I think
Goofy.
Hey, that'll stop all this divorce. You heard me? It'll stop all the divorces, though. Straight up, don't y'all agree? It wouldn't be no
Yeah.
divorces. It wouldn't
But
be no
like,
such thing as a divorce. Once you're married, you are united forever. You heard me?
I see it done though. Like my folks, a couple days ago, on the 15th, my folks just celebrated their 30th anniversary. They've been together for like 37 years,
Yeah.
and they don't seem stuck. They happy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
it's just tough, bro.
But
It's
that back in
organic.
them back in the
That's
time
back in the
though.
day though. Like
That back in the day, yo.
my folks met working at
But it's
McDonald's, and they was like, "Shit, if we move in together, this shit can be easier."
It's back on the
And they
queen.
made that shit work, and now they best
I like
friends,
to
for
Yeah, that's
37
right.
years.
That's right. See, that's on
So,
people's parents, though.
look, it's
That's people's parents, though.
see,
You heard me?
that's
Who's somebody
what
our
you was
age?
just talking.
Like they younger
Look,
than
what
us.
you
But that's what I'm looking at right now, y'all. But go
But
ahead.
these days, it's just
so
whatever look good on Instagram, bro. And you know what I'm saying? People be miserable as hell, and they, as long as they can get a good picture and get a
Hey,
many likes, is
I ain't gonna lie. My bad to cut you off. The more
you good.
I ain't gonna lie.
That seems
I
to be
see,
the
I see,
the
I
go-to
see,
right there. Go
I
ahead.
see more married people. I see more married people miserable than people who really looking for somebody to be married. No cap. I
You know
see
what side of the fence you
more
looking
married
at?
people go to OnlyFans, go to Pornhub, go searching versus a normal guy who ain't got nobody. You know what I'm saying? Who really want somebody? You know what I'm saying? And this facts, actual factuals. You feel me? And that's the crazy part. But they're not gonna expose it. They're not gonna expose it. Why? Because they right.
Since we all got mixed emotions about marriage, and this is the only married couple, let's hear from them. How was y'all making the institution of marriage work?
Who is the only
in
married
2000?
couple?
The people, the one you see with
Oh,
his wife.
hey, my KK, ain't you married? KK, ain't you married?
I don't know what.
Y'all stop confusing me.
I don't know what dirty. I don't know what. I don't know what he talking about. I mean, it's good.
Let me see the license, man.
I guess whatever role we playing tonight.
Some people be driving.
Hey,
Some people be driving. I drive all the time without a license.
My bad, bro.
I drive all the time without a license.
My bad.
Let me ask you a question though. Like, when you say the Pornhub and the OnlyFans, that's like just one aspect of what's in the marriage though.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. Example. I'm just throwing it. That was the first that came to my head right there.
She can have her Pornhub selection just like he can have his. That don't mean that they ain't fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, now. Say, man. Listen, if my wife gotta go to a Pornhub, if my wife gotta use a rose, if my wife gotta do anything outside of me, that ain't my wife. I don't want that. That's crazy. Like, that's just like me personally. Like, I'm into you right now. Like, when I get my little ooh, you know what I'm saying? I want to be, oh yeah, I got it because of this. You feel me? Not because I was thinking of Jennifer Lopez back in '98 type shit. You feel me? That's crazy. Like, not that I gotta do something extra to turn me on. No, that ain't natural to me. That's crazy shit. That's
I can see sometimes you might need a little motivation after being with the same person.
A little bit.
Sometimes
Tell us how y'all. Let's listen to the married couple. Let's listen to the married couple.
The issue.
How do y'all maintain? How long y'all been married? First off,
we've been married since 2021,
and plenty of more years to come. But tell us about it.
So let me throw a rebuttal out there to old show right quick.
All right.
So for one, I definitely respect your opinion, right, and your point of view. And the thing about marriage is people's ideas and points of views of marriage is about how they see it, you know what I'm saying, and what they prefer. Like you just said, you don't want that. Because you don't want that, right?
Yeah.
If you look at somebody else's marriage and you see them doing something that you don't want in your marriage, that don't necessarily mean that they're not happy.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? But just like he was just saying, his people been married 30 years. The older grandparents that we know 50, 60 years because it was organic.
Yeah, back in the day.
And the reason why it was organic, I'm going to keep it all the way 100. Because ain't nobody had shit back then, right? So ain't nobody living in comparison, right? You know what I'm saying? She wasn't looking, it wasn't nothing but farmland and shacks and shit like that. And then you come a little later on in life and shit like that. But if still, compared to what we have now, compared to how society projects things outwardly towards us, has a great effect on the status of marriage, especially in our community. We like to show off.
Fact.
We like to show off. Homegirl get a bag, wifey got to get a bag.
But I call it having a good time. I call that having a good time. I don't call that showing up. I call that having a good time.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to marriage, like you just out there having fun, then fine. But when it comes to marriage, everything can't be predicated. Everything can't be predicated on all the extra shit you can buy a motherfucker. It's about the normal everyday shit that you can take care of on a day-to-day basis. That's really what marriage is about. It ain't about the extra extravagant shit. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers have the idea of, I want to take trips 3-4 times a year, but don't really have the finances to do it. But they gonna kick up dust. It's females out here that'll kick up dust to their man. We can't, and she know they ain't got the money.
And it's
Then
Yeah.
let the car payment, let the car get repoed or some shit like that.
All on the verge of kicking it.
All because you wanted to kick it hard or go
And
on
pop,
a do
and
something.
pop.
And it's men out here that'll crack under that pressure and will let that shit happen.
True.
And you be like,
Go
look,
on crack. Don't crack under pressure.
but when you think about today's time, the standards is just so much different, bro. Back in the day, you can define a good man as a man who get up every day, go to work, take care of his kids, pay bills, take care of home. Now he got to do all that. He got to be the best. He got to have the most patience. He got to be the best listener. He got to work out 5 times a week. It's like, goddamn, motherfucker just want a Superman out this bitch. You're gonna have to give something. Some gotta give.
Honestly, I feel like the things
we're gonna go to you. We're gonna go to you after her. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
To speak to no, it's okay. To speak to what is helping us to maintain such a great union and to carry on the institution of marriage, it's because we were two people who were complete before we came together. Trying to find somebody to complete you, it's not gonna end well, period. I think it's important that all people do the work that's necessary. One of the things I love to brag about when it comes to my husband, when it comes to us coming together, is that when he found me, when he came in my life, he wasn't really looking for Raya. He wasn't looking for a wife. He was looking for peace. And meanwhile, I had been working on myself. I had been working on just being more positive, affirming, and just meditating and just doing my thing. So when he came to me, I was already at peace. I was already peaceful. So when he came into my life, he didn't think, I'm about to go find my bae. He was looking for peace, and that's exactly what he ended up getting, was peace. Now, so I feel like everybody needs to have clear expectations. Number one, relationships need to be reciprocal, period. I don't care, marriage, business, whatever the case might be. Every relationship needs to be reciprocal. Every person on both sides needs to be able to receive something. There's no sense in lying to yourself saying, it's not all about me. Yes, everybody needs to be able to be benefited. Like this whole idea about submission, that's like a trigger word for especially our women, because they feel like submission is in some ways some type of weakness or whatever. But our marriage will forever be strong because we believe in gender roles. I believe in being an obedient wife. I believe in, and I am a very opinionated woman. I'm a very educated woman. I am heard in my relationship. I'm seen in my relationship, but I'm also obedient. I'm also submissive. And these are words that women be like, obedience. But yes, you obey your father, don't you? Well, some of them don't have fathers. But anyway, that's another story. But, there's always, we will go to work and we will obey our boss, our supervisor, our manager. We will clock in when they say clock in. We'll clock out when they say clock out. We will take the allotted time for lunch that they tell us to take, but we act like it's so beneath us to be able to, number one, be more selective about who it is that you decide to link up with. So when you, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, the show. So for show, I feel like I understand, but it hurts my feelings that it's like that so much has happened. I can't help it. There's so much. Like, I don't even have feelings, but that's what creates the hot girl summer mentality as well. People, they just hurting. They out here like, man, I don't care. I can do whatever a nigga can do. Niggas can get bitches. I can get niggas. What's up? Like, you can open your legs, nigga. I can open mine. Everybody can fuck with no feelings. And to an extent, but in real life, that's not what we want. In real life, what we really want is you want to be able to come home to a woman who has your meal made or who is waiting for you to get home to say, baby, what would you like to eat? Are you hungry? Whatever it is. And the house is clean, not just because you coming home, but because she's kept the house clean, because she's a clean woman. So it's like for everything that everybody wants, that thing is available. We have to keep our expectations high. So make sure you are keeping yourself high, so the person that you attract is on that same level. And so that way, if you, like I told my homegirl, some people are out here looking for cupcakes. Some men like cornbread muffins. If I put frosting on top of a cornbread muffin and sprinkles, it's going to look just like a cupcake. But then I can't get mad at you if I have put frosting on this cornbread muffin and then years later you like, something just ain't hitting right. It tastes good, but something just is not right. And it's because I've dressed up myself trying to be your piece, be his piece. No, nigga, you can't be his piece if you're not peaceful. She can't be a submissive, peaceful, homemaking woman if that's not what she's still trying to have a hot girl summer. So these women, some of them, they want to be hoes so bad. Let them be hoes, because there are plenty of women out there that's looking for a man that's looking for them. That's like, you know what? I would love to be at home. Me, I've always worked. I took care. I was a single mother for 10 years. Took care of my children with no issues, no government assistance, no none of that stuff. You think I had a problem submitting to this man? Oh, because girl, you done it by yourself all this time and you just gonna bow down to a man. Let me tell you something. If you do life by yourself long enough where you having to be the doer, the fixer, the protector, you got to answer all the questions. Something break, you got to fix it. A damn spider come out, guess who got to kill it? My scary ass. I got to kill the spider. So it's like, to have a man to come along, it's like I was so ready for somebody else to be in charge. So when things happen, whereas before something fall, break, anything happen, all the children looking at me like, mama, what you gonna do? Now when something happens, everybody looking at daddy. Everybody looking at him. When something needs to be answered, he's going to answer it. Not because I don't have a voice to speak, but because I trust his voice and I trust his authority. And so we have to get to the point where we are teaching our women and our young girls that being submissive is not so much about knowing how or learning how to shut up. It's more about knowing when to speak. And I love it because he helps me to know when I need to speak. I don't have to always speak, but my voice has value. So when I do speak, it means something. I'm not always yeah. I don't nag him. We don't fuss. We don't argue. None of that, because whatever he needs, he's gonna have it, and vice versa. I trust that he has me, and it's not about money. It's not about none of that. Because when we got together, I was the quote unquote making the most money, working at Bank of America, making 20 some odd dollars an hour plus a shift differential. And when I tell you my life is so blessed, because this man came in the picture, and guess what he'll do? He might have the first job he might have got might have been making $15 or $16. But what he'll go work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. So we get so caught up on the wrong things. And I'm like, if you want to have a hot girl summer, sis, go be hot. Enjoy that.
But
I'm at home making hot meals.
Don't go be no
don't go these babies.
Don't go be no hot girl summer when you got a husband, you got a man who trying to be a husband. Listen, I teach KK something. He married. I teach Dirty something. That's my guy, man. I've been knowing these guys over 15 years, man. Like, facts. I'm not no hoe in the streets. When I see a woman or whatever, they can't never tell you that I done took them somewhere or I done slipped up by my. They can't never tell you. I tell KK, hey, get right. Hey, Dirty, hey, get right. We get right. So for me to be who I am, to say I have no feelings, now I'm gonna build to grow feelings when I meet that person who really want to grow feelings with me. We're gonna grow at the same time. It ain't no my time or her time. No, it's gonna be at the right time. So no disrespect when I say I have no feelings, not to hurt your heart, queen. But I respect every woman out here, man. I don't dog nobody out. Right now I'm by myself. I'm single. This is facts, actual facts. I'm a single father. I'm not for to play games with no women. I'm not for to. My goal right now is to do what I gotta do for my son and meet God halfway. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Appreciate
That's
that
beautiful.
insight from both of y'all. Knowledge is key. What's happening, bro? I know you've been politicking. Listen, listening mostly. You
Oh
hear me?
yeah, man. I got
Share
something
some
to
of that
say.
free
You know,
game. Share some of that free
hey,
game with us.
yeah. Here it come. Hey, but I don't think women especially can fuck without feelings. I heard her say that. I ain't mean to just go in that, but yeah, bro. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
I
we
don't know.
can't.
That kind of throw me. Just that part. But then I say, hey, she hit some. Everybody hit some major points. But this people looking for their person and all this, I kind of tried to allude to this from Jump Street. Your person is going to be your life source. It is going to be inside of you. You have to become the greatest version of yourself. You can't complete the next person. Like, get this shit out of y'all head. Looking for a marriage and your person and all that, man, cut it out. People crazy these days. Look at how they eating. Look at how they thinking. Look at how they talk to each other. People have fucking lost it. And I don't mean to make here go the trigger warning right here, because she did spoke on the submission, and then she said some women didn't have their fathers. Shout
Ooh.
out to the women who didn't
Drop the
have their
bomb.
fathers.
Drop the
It was
bomb.
not your fault. The majority. Shout out to the men who didn't have fathers that identify with more of their feminine nature than their masculine nature. They did not have their father. It's not your
Drop the
fault.
bomb.
Like in order for us to come down to reality, to actually evolve, I just learned over the weekend. Like, bro, stop involving yourself in things that don't help evolve you. If it's not gonna evolve me, you will not catch me involving myself in nothing. Because most people this shit has gotten crazy. Like, if you want to walk around with the zombies and people just doing whatever, get out there in this world right now, man. It's there. Whatever you're looking for is there. A 16 and 17-year-old boy in Alabama, a 16 and 17-year-old just shot 28 people at a sweet 16 birthday party. I graduated right up the street from this place. A 16 and 17-year-old shoot 28 people, 4 dead already, 5 in critical condition, and 28 people got shot. If we don't think this world is off its axis, we got something else to think. And the solutions are not difficult. Like, we act like we make it difficult when we start looking for somebody else to be our we got the remote control. I'm looking for a man, he can play video games all day, run the street, do that. As long as when I come home from work, I can spend time with him and he got some good sex, he cool. I take care. No, you being this person's mama that probably didn't have. No, men need to be out working in the field, taking care of business, taking care of their children. We need to be warriors. Like, this is shit we supposed to be. So the fact that we can't be in our natural state or haven't been in our natural state for so long, we done lost it. Like, we can't control our hormones because we like the tongue out and you just looking for what next something you can hump on. And we done did it for so long. The women done followed us. Now, just like we used to want head, now they want some head. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it used to be bitches ain't super hoes a trick, lick on these nuts and suck it. Oh no, it's different. Now they want to put it on your face. Come here. Oh, your face.
Oh Lord, hit mine. Yeah. That's a good analogy, though. That's a good analogy. Yeah.
So I'm just
I don't know
I'm
what
just
you're
saying,
talking
hey.
about.
You know what I'm talking about? Hey, real talk. Hey, we gotta put it out there. We gotta put it out there, man. But I say to go on, man. It's some powerful points. I don't think we far from the solutions, but the solutions are hard to digest. Once we can get over these past life regressions or these things that we've been through in life that have hurt us to make us think I don't want nobody or I'm a dog everybody else. No, you just gonna let your energy go affect the next person and throw their life cycle off too. We continue these same cycles till we learn to do mirror work. You got to learn to deal with yourself first. Like, you're not gonna find your person if you ain't dealt with yourself. Good luck.
Facts.
Hey, I can dig it. We're gonna go to old Godzilla, then we're gonna go to Meeting King Show, and then we're gonna keep it in rotation. I appreciate that insight, brother, man.
I
That's
ain't
big
got
facts.
much. I just relate back to what she said that when she said he wasn't looking for her, he was looking for peace. I'm like, that's where I'm at right now. They're like they're here home for me. I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for peace and logical thinking. It's hard to find a logical thinking person to be with, a logical thinking woman to be with for me right now, and it's tough for me. It's like everybody want to put the way they're feeling above taking care of business. It's like, I understand you feeling this type of way, but we still got shit to do.
Yeah.
And people wanted the well-known feelings instead of the actual truth. Like you upset that it made you feel this way, but the truth is this, that, and the third is not getting done.
Yeah.
You know, and it has to get done. But yeah, I just want peace. I want peace, man, and I want a logical thinking woman.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that insight. That's big facts right
And
there.
that's not too much to ask. That's not too much to ask. We have to, like I said earlier, we have to stop thinking that or feeling that our expectations, letting people gaslight us into thinking that our expectations are extreme. Having a man who believes in gender roles, or having even a woman, because I know, the culture that we're in now, we've just been taught or retaught in such a way that is very selfish. So it's just like what you were saying, because people being out for self, it's like, now the way that people look at dates is just weird. It's like, I'm gonna take you on a date, but you paying for yourself and I'm paying for myself because I ain't just trying to get you a free meal. It's like, well,
equality.
And for me, and honestly, the way I look at it, and I'm like, now me and my husband, though we are on one page in the same book. Sometimes we'll be on different paragraphs, and sometimes we don't. That's because I'm one of the ones that's like, look, if you, I won't say broke, but like if you don't have certain things in a certain way to where you feel in a way that makes a little bit more sense, it's like, take the time to do what you got to do for yourself. Like, if I got to worry about going Dutch because I'm scared you're going to use me for this meal, it's like, well, maybe we shouldn't be focused on that right now. Maybe I'm not ready to date. Like when me and my husband got together, it's like, if you, like he was saying earlier, if you are a woman or a man, but if you are a person and you're thinking about being with another person, and you're worried about who gonna cook and who gonna clean, it's like, well, who cook and clean in your house right now? This is the problem with, and I'm gonna just talk about the women because I'm a woman. This is the problem with our women. Like, he want me to cook and clean and work. I'm like, but what you doing by yourself, sis? What are you doing? You cooking, you cleaning. Well, no, some of these women are not cooking. Some of them are not. Some of them are not cleaning. They got sons or daughters, but they got sons, daughters, and it's like they have no organization, no order, no nothing. But they want a husband so bad. I'm like, let me tell you the biggest life hack, the biggest wife hack. If you want a wife, be one. I was already a wife. My husband found a wife. He didn't find a great woman. He found a woman that was already being in a wife's role. So he didn't have to come in and be like, okay, baby, like, I don't want to come home to no dirty ass house. I don't want to come home to no dirty laundry, because I'm already up I don't believe in having to clean my house. I keep my house straight. I keep my house clean. That's just how I operate. It's like certain things, it's like, and it's okay for you to have your own expectations and be like, I'm not going to be with no woman who don't have a good job. If that's how you feel, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to be.
Do Ish got to clean up at home?
Clean up your home.
Do he got to clean up, or do you do all the cleaning?
No,
oh, he got to clean up. He don't.
I bet he clean up. He better clean up.
Look at that. Hey, we can't see your face, dog. We can't see his face.
But he will pick up, you know what I'm saying? He'll pick up his stuff, but I don't even give it time. Like, I'm not gonna, because I can't look at stuff just laying around. So if he comes home from work and drops something, I'm gonna pick it up.
So for clarity,
Yeah.
she got OCD.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We got
Will do I clean up? That I'm blessed to say that I don't necessarily have to. Will I? Yes. Will I do laundry? Yes. Will I clean the kitchen? Yes. Will I? Yes. Do I have to? No. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, I can dig that. And back
She
to
got
what
OCD, so
she made some big points.
I might sit the plate in the sink, turn around, might want to pour me a cup of water. By the time I pour me a cup of water,
the kitchen clean.
Listen, I ain't gonna.
She made some big points. Some big points about women not having dads. So the psychological condition of African American 7 out of 10 families coming up with the single parent, single parents where the mom is there, you know, where the mom is the only one there in a superior role. This is why the psychological frozen state of independence, the women have problems with the word of submission. Because 7 out of 10 African American families come up where the single parent is the mother. So the mother is in control. So like you said, we got a lot of men in their feminine, you know, they rely purely on their emotional content. That's no balance. You hear me? The women are masters of moving people with emotions. But men want to see results, logical. You hear me? Self-control. A person who can't control their mouth can't control themselves. So back to what she was saying, peace. A man said he looking for peace. A lot of these when they want to say what they want to say to you, hear me? No, because they not used to having a father in the house. Right. You hear me? You hear they not. Although I do think there is something programmed in their DNA where you gotta, you know, 8 out of 10 is good, but 10 that 2 out of 10 times you gotta cuss them out. There's something programmed in their DNA to where that's what they like for some reason. You hear me? I don't know what it is. You hear me? But with that being said, yeah, go ahead.
No cap though. I mean, I dig what it's fucked up how it sound, but I can feel what you're saying. Like
They want some type of emotional content out of it.
I recently had to block a woman that I really loved and cared for the simple fact that I get in an argument with her on the phone, and then I'll be on my way home and just be thinking about it and fuck around and miss my turn or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just it just ain't no peace with this person. So it's just like I just had to get rid of it, bro, and it fucked me up that I had to do that. But it's like the only time she feel like I care about her is when I'm yelling at her.
Yeah.
But if I'm showing up when your kids need something, if I show up for them, that goes underappreciated. When you need something and I show up for you, that goes unappreciated. When your car don't work, I get it fixed, that goes unappreciated. But then you want to say I don't care, and then I get pissed off and yell, and it's like, oh, you do care. Fuck that. I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
Big shit. Hey. Like you say. Hey, I'm going to say this real quick. It's like he said we raised in different emotional states. Because the lack of the father, the woman raised with the masculine state. The men, we've been seeing so much of our moms and not seeing our daddy so much, we got the feminine state. Shit ain't going our way. What's the quote you say? What the baby gonna do, Tilla? You hear me? It ain't going my way. It ain't about me. I need my bottle. Hey, man, what the baby gonna do with all this goddamn crime we got going on? You hear me? So, hey, man, it's a reverse role, and it's the gender neutral stuff that they got going on. I don't identify with a man. Man, your pieces, you hear me? Hanging from the floor, you talking about you a woman. Come on, bro. You hear me? So they're confusing everybody with this. Hey, and it's a war against humanity. Better believe beyond racial divides, it's a war amongst humanity. You won't see it until the machine is doing your job, though. until it's directly affecting what you have going on, because we're so selfish. I'm not caring about Tiller's family, King Show, Knowledge, and Godzilla family. I'm only worried about me and my household until it directly affects my house. Then it's hey, goddamn, you hear me? But so that's my little piece, man.
But it's not to just get on the women though. It's niggas out here who want to play the bitch role.
Yes.
Hey.
But ironically, them be the niggas the women appreciate.
They playing an emotional game.
Hey, I know women who don't want to do nothing else but take care of their nigga, like financially and everything.
Right.
Where they at? Sit on his ass and let it happen.
Hey,
where they at?
You gonna have that nigga on ankle monitor.
Where they at? Like, boy, you wipe your ass too? Wipe your own ass.
Don't fall.
Institutional shakedown. Institutional shakedown. Up against the wall. Up against the wall. Give me a phone.
This is that weird culture. It's almost like a reverse incestuous culture, and all of this shit. Like you need to have a man, not a son. You don't need. That's not what you need. And any woman that will accept that. I'm not saying don't enjoy it for the time frame, but leave her. Don't use her as a stepping stone that you need and keep it pumping, because that is not a longevity. No, because any woman that will accept that, you don't want her, because it's like you got something up your sleeve. Something is up with you if you just want to just let me lay around. Like that means at some point, am I about to be laying in the bed? You about to come in here with a strap? Because that's what you expect.
Because them niggas gotta actually leave the house and don't mind.
If she is letting you, I'm trying to tell you, because the way this culture is set up now, this is why they pushing all this. Girl, you can use a rose and all this Pornhub and OnlyFans stuff. They trying to keep us separated. I'm telling you. And all the while, the whole time, they not telling you, not only while you rosing yourself to damn death, like you rosing yourself to death, sis. All these dang on frequencies that you send in your body, with all this electricity. We already using microwaves for everything, all this radiation in our food. Like, come on, what are you thinking about? All the food is plastic and toxic. Like, you are tripping. You need to have somebody
wasting the creative energy.
I'm telling you. So you need to have somebody that's like, well, you say, I don't really fuck with vegetables like that. And I'm like, okay. But every meal, there's vegetables in every meal. I'm making juices. I'm making immune
balance,
immune system shots and shit, stuff that my husband probably never.
I need some recipes. Matter of fact,
I got you.
White doctor died. I know that white doctor died. Up and done changed the whole diet. I ain't eat. Damn, I don't eat. No, I'm just messing.
That shit comment.
That's the point of having what the scriptures call a help me. And sometimes it's just certain things where it's like, listen. My husband, he makes money. Even when I was making some little money and stuff like that, it's like, still, if you are better with, like, dang, babe, you good with budgeting. You handle the budget. That don't make me the big dog. He's big dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these are the things. It's like, it's not that you are saying, okay, well, because I cook and I clean, he can't. He can do. There's nothing in this house that he can't do. If this man come in this house and say he want to do whatever he did, he can. It's his home, and I treat it that way, and that's how it's supposed to be. But like I said, it's like we have to have these expectations and these understandings of whatever's gonna work for us in our lives, and not let other people influence that, because like I said, there are so many people out there that's ready to come against all of this shit. That can't be real. People ain't happy. Yeah, it is, because first of all, how you gonna do it by yourself? I don't see how people out here doing it alone. How are you doing this shit by yourself with nobody to help you at all? Like, no one is helping you. Like, if for no other reason,
they hurt, so they're pushing everybody away. They pushing everybody away because they hurt. You hear me?
Yes.
And women.
Like I told you, any woman that feel like she can fuck without feelings, any woman that's all about this hot girl summer shit, she is hurting. Listen to these girls, and they sending you nothing but mixed messages. Jasmine Sullivan came out with a whole album called Hotels, but you got a man at home. Cardi B putting out nothing but whole music, and you got a husband at home. Megan Thee Stallion, you putting out all this whole music, and you got a nigga. So what?
That she richer than, and she always talking about getting other niggas money.
And
But
I'm like,
got a whole nigga rich.
and in the meantime, she would take a bum off the street if that
Yeah.
man treat her like a queen and she want to be treated like. But it's like you need to decide: do you want to be a queen or do you want to be a hoe? That's what's wrong with our culture. That's what's wrong with our women. We want to be hoes. We want to be treat me like a queen, but you a hoe. I thought you was having a hot girl summer. You a hoe. I'm gonna treat you like a hoe. You dress like a hoe. You smell like a hoe. You fuck like a hoe. You are a hoe. I'm treating you like a hoe.
Hey, these niggas out here they like everything that you talking about though. That's the craziest. Hey, this is the craziest shit because when you talk about Megan Thee Stallion, where's Tory Lanez at right now? Like, for all the fellas out here too, because I say you can't fuck without feelings. The only thing I was talking about was the biological things within it. If this woman is screwed, she's screwing two dudes who jackers, and one of them he done murdered somebody. Now you getting up with that energy. So when you hit and then your check engine light, you turn on your car and your check engine light come on, you have absorbed these forces, or your tire go flat right up the street. Man, I done seen this shit literally happen to me where something in me like, hey man, leave this bitch alone. Get out of there. But hey, I don't do what my first mind tell me. As soon as I get in the car, check engine light, come on. Motor start knocking a little later. Like, what the fuck? None of this was even somewhat taking place. But over time, I would pay attention to this stuff. Start paying attention. It's like, okay, I've learned to navigate my way through it a little bit for real. But hey, it's funny because these energies, all of this stuff is real. You're not supposed to open up. It's obvious it's a portal. That's why a woman's water breaks. When she breaks, a child goes through a portal. When you ejaculate, man, you release over 400 trillion sperm cells. So these are 400 potential lives that could have been created that you watching Pornhub and jacking off to. Like, man, we got to start thinking. The same energy, you learn the semen retention, learn to rotate this energy through your body. It makes a different you. When they say soul, we don't know that our soul is located where the umbilical cord was, 3 inches behind your navel. Your umbilical cord is connected. This is where our whole life starts at. So from all of these forces, hey man, energy is real. Everything about us real. We really supposed to be on some God body type things, but we have been programmed to a point where we don't know anything. Throwing away their seed to the wayside. I mean, that is exactly true. Like, man, we got to build up on this life and make this stuff better because it's not as complicated as we make it. Godzilla, hey, God body got a lot to say. He got a lot going on over here too, man.
No, I'm chilling. I'm listening.
Oh yeah, God body. Like, nah, hey man, it's just it's 1,000, man. The men, bro, we have to learn to hold ourselves in. Like, we think women have the power because we're in search of that which gave us birth. We want to go back to that all the time when actually when we learn to keep that power in, we see they come a whole different kind of way.
That's how they got the power. I tell you, the pussy got more nutrients.
Yeah, we give it away.
Sea moss. You hear me?
Yeah,
and that's why the queen, the most powerful piece on the board. You just the seed. But what is the seed to Mother Nature? What is the seed to Mama Earth? You hear me? We think we're over the queens or the women because we're stronger physically than them. They have been running stuff since forever. Since forever.
Yeah.
What is the seed without Mother Earth? You hear me? So the women, that's just why it's so important that we cultivate our women and live through our women. But like I say, the frozen psychological state of independence with her growing up, seeing daddy not there, us the men too. They take on the masculine roles. The men take on the feminine roles, want to be pretty in the vanity mirror like the girls, putting on the mirror, being pretty, don't want to sweat, you hear me? It's a mouse, stay on the counter. Man, a mouse scared of you. Do you hear me? It's a mouse. They on the counter. Oh, they on the counter. It's a mouse. City slickers. So the thing about the women, they're way more spiritual, man. So it's like in the African culture, man, the out life, you know, it's always been women, masculine energy. They have masculine energy as well, but it's always been Mother Nature. It's always been a feminine twist. Love is the universal law of the universe. You know, even men, not on no homo, but we gotta start showing support. We ain't used to having a support cast as men. You hear me?
Thanks.
How many of us grew up with our father? Some of us, but you know, if we why show of hands?
God
did.
They
I
father
did.
in their house. So that's one
Yeah,
out of
right.
five. That's 1 out of 5. But we all
no,
grew up
no,
with a mama. I'm talking about
I had
Daddy
mine
there.
till about 12.
Daddy
Yeah,
there.
till about 12.
Yeah, that means he got another family and started something over. You heard me? That's what my daddy did. You heard me? I know how it is. So that is all of the part that what she was talking about, sowing seeds of dissension. Why African American Union is struggling. You hear me? If daddy not locked up or in prison, he got another woman, started another family. So the mom.
Hey, shout out to Ish Tiller and the Goddess, though. Hey, man, that's a beautiful thing y'all got
Absolutely.
going up there, man.
I respect
that's
the union.
beautiful to see, for real.
I respect the union of marriage.
God, got it.
And it's a shame that's only 1 out of 5 of us is married. We need to do better, man.
Man,
Everybody run around.
That's 2 out of 5.
Hey, man, you gotta stop chasing tail. Hey, man, everybody around here chasing tail.
So
I got a
look,
woman I consider. I consider marrying my woman I'm with now. You hear me? I'm with it.
just let me be one of the grown men, man. Just let me be one of the. Hey, but
man, we're gonna
this last thing I'm gonna say.
That's another thing. Mine May 5th, for real, bro. But on top of that, putting that out there, man. A lot of times women look at marriage as this fairy tale shit, this fairy tale thing that's been put up with Barbie and a princess. I want a long dress and a man is gonna spoil me, man.
Hey, be making the excuses, brother.
Hey, bro, no.
I know what you're saying, though.
I'm keeping it because you spoke on.
Why ain't you married? Are you married?
You spoke on the culture. I very much so. I was married before people say, "Are you married?" No, bro. You're married to somebody. You know this before you actually do all this. That's where people get it twisted. That's why it's empty. Bro, you have to complete you before you think you can complete somebody else. You don't get married by we signed these papers. The documents are done. They're signed. I'm married.
You have the marriage. Do you have the marriage license? You have a marriage license? Y'all got a marriage license, don't y'all? Y'all got a marriage license. Ish Tiller.
Yeah.
Shalom. Yeah, y'all can pull. Yeah, you see that? That's like this week. You hear me? Hey, that's like this week we spoken over here. You heard me? Hey, people be talking about, man, y'all on there smoking weed. You hear me? I say, bam! I got my medical card. You hear me? I'm legal. You hear me?
Hey, for real.
Bam! Yeah. That's too legit to quit.
Yeah, that's right.
We got to know the difference between chicken shit and chicken salad. But the African American Union is suffering, man. We got to do better. I got to do better. You hear me? We got to uplift our women as black men, but they are broken, dealing with a system of doing it all by themselves. The woman has always been the superhero in the African American family. You hear me? Let somebody get to talk about your mama, they're gonna get shot or something. You hear me? Or beat up from the flow up, toe up from the flow up. So we have to step in as men and start cultivating our women. But it's been this false narrative that's been portrayed about monogamy. You hear me? Now, although you find someone special to do it with, you know, and that's a great thing when you can find peace and be like, it ain't nothing out here in these streets but these raggedy energy, like he said. She's sleeping with this dude. He killing people, sleeping with this dude. He running around here humping on boys. She's sleeping with you. You missing all kind of energy. You hear me?
Humping on
humping on boys, man. Hey, that's Christ, man. You hear me? So We both got to do better, and we've been contributing to their thought process. But I think, once again, I always say this: a lot of women be demonizing their men because they have better leadership qualities than the men. Just because the women, they always, so psychologically, they're taught that a man is supposed to take care of them. What if you're more educated, you got more hustle, so you got somebody who will deal with you and find the medium. All the finances, all that stuff don't matter. You want somebody that can stand on their own as a human. You hear me? Because this is a capitalistic society. So everything costs money. I hate when people, it's not about the money. Goddamn, is you in America? You hear me? That's what I say.
Bro, I hate to stop you because you're right. You right about the money part. But saying that women are better leaders than men, I say that. See, we have to realize that this language we speak is broken. So a lot of times the communication gets lost in the words that we actually speaking. A woman is gonna follow a true man, bro. When you don't care about the woman's feelings and you run, that woman gonna follow you. I don't care how you put it. Men can say this or this or that, bro. I done seen it millions of times. Where you cheat on the woman, do whatever, bro. She'll be hurt, hoping you stop. She might want to get you back, but if you just keep pushing, especially if you mean better for her and her situation, she's still gonna follow. Men can't take when women do it like that.
What?
And they can't. No, they can't take it, bro. They can't take it because the women are the receivers. The man is the giver. So we're doing our arguments outside of us.
Blitzing. They going blitzing. Like they what? Get popping like what's up? Ain't that your husband over there? Fuck that nigga, man. They out here popping.
This is what we talking about. We talking about scarred people. We talking about damaged people, bro. They've never had nothing to respect. The only thing they've gotten is disrespect. So they so caught in feeling wanted or feeling respected, that brother, that is no rules. But end of the day, if we're gonna talk about bringing things in on a joint situation, you got to deal with yourself, bro. It's too many problems. It's too many. Yeah, from our culture, bro, from what they say we have been through, because the majority of this stuff that we claim that we've been through, a lot of the stuff we ain't even witnessed in this physical life. Other people have told us that we went through it. You was a slave when you got here. The religions tell you, being black is a curse. You know what I'm saying? All of these different things are just beliefs that we picked up along the way that are not even true. So if it's not functioning and suiting you in life, why hold on to it? Like if this stuff is not serving us, everything is not serving us. If we drop it today, we would evolve into different beings by in the morning. I'm talking about as a collective. If we drop all of the beliefs and only take with us what we know, our situation will change in the morning.
Yep. But we're so busy trying to follow after other cultural examples, and that has screwed us up. So while our men can most definitely be monogamous, but at the same time, I also understand that there are other types of situations that work for some people, but we are not like these other cultures. So polyamory is not what we want. We be saying, you don't want polyamory because that means she can have several men. Black men can't deal with that at all. Black women can't do that. We're not made to actually be whores. Now, we have trained ourselves into being whores because that's something that we have seen over the course of time that our men like. If y'all stop liking hoes, not y'all in particular, but in general, if y'all stop liking, looking at, clicking on, giving the swivel neck to the hoes, I bet you will stop being hoes. I don't do this for no man. Yes, you do. You would not wear 10 pounds of makeup and lashes every day if you didn't look at these whores from these other
I don't
cultures.
think they do the lashes for us because we keep saying we don't like the lashes and they still put the motherfuckers on.
Hey, she right.
I admire a woman getting beauty. I admire a woman getting beautiful.
It's all done.
Them eyelashes don't make the ass beautiful.
Trust me, it's all done in an attempt to seduce these men. And so we think we're doing
because
it
they
for
know
us.
the power that they got over men. So they doing
But they
it to
don't-
control.
exactly.
It's a control
So,
mechanism. That's why
That's
I say
correct.
the women over-sexualize themselves. It's not because the men, they know once they figure out how they can control a man with that cookie, you hear me? And they know men are they desire their sexual beings. They see a woman with body, yada, yada. That's the siren. That's the Kim
like
Kardashian.
I said, but we think because that's the stuff that y'all looking at, that y'all enjoying, we're thinking that that's what he wants. That's
the eyelashes came from the transgender. The eyelashes created by a prostitute. A prostitute created eyelashes. They were called cumbrellas. They were to keep semen from getting your eyes. Lee, umbrellas. That was she just said. That's what I heard. God damn.
That's the exact truth. That's the exact truth.
So whatever it is now.
Well, you learn
but look, nobody can lie. Nobody can lie. During that drag queen era in the 70s and in the early 80s where they was big, that was them men trying to look like women that was doing the way that the women look now. They followed the trans era. I mean,
that's American culture. How many women say How many women say they can't do the Muslim culture?
Programming.
They can't do the Muslim. How many women they say they can't do the Muslim culture? It's too strict. They got to cover up their hair. They got to cover up their bodies. Women say that. You hear me?
Women
I don't blame them for saying that shit though. Boy, that's
I like to see it, but it is true. If you're over sexualizing yourself. You got your ass and titties out when you go out, you know it, but I'm yours. Or are you for the streets?
His woman out there looking like that does not love his woman. People were so mad when people were talking about how Sierra was dressed, but it's like either something is wrong with Russell Wilson or something is wrong because no man wants his woman's ass on display for the world if he actually loves and respects this woman. That love, actual real love, and I don't mean romance, because that's what we so caught up in is Roman culture. We caught up in romance. Real love is discipline. Real love is submission. Real love is obedience. Real love is knowing when to speak.
I think
that's real love.
Some flowers grow organically.
He don't love you.
Some flowers you got to set the conditions to grow. Some flowers grow organically. In the cold heat,
the wildflower, maybe.
You hear me? The wildflower. So you're talking about the domesticated flower. You said like a circus lion. A lion in the wild or a horse in the wild is totally different than a domesticated horse. Because a domesticated horse, you can ride him. A horse in the wild, you coming off that horse. You coming off the horse. You're right. So we're talking
there's
about
no such thing as any actual animal that you don't have to break. That's for a puppy, a kitten.
That's for control mechanism. That's for control mechanism. That's for control mechanism. Is that not for control mechanism?
Their nature is not to be in that environment. So it's the same thing with these women. And I'm not saying it in a negative or oppressive way, but I had to be. I was not ready.
A horse is ready to be ridden. A horse is made to be ridden, or a horse is made to roam freely.
A horse is created to roam free. You got to break a horse in order to ride it.
It's the same thing.
It'll buck you right off.
There you go. Now, with that analogy, go and say what you were saying now.
So, like I was saying, for myself, I had to. There was so much in me. It would be such a blessing if I had some old pictures I could show y'all, because I was myself, but I was a whole nother different version of myself with red weave, and I was on like glamazon. Like, I mean, I'm fine now, but I was fine, but I was on. I was marketing myself 24/7. Every single picture, I had the angles the right way, out the wanton eyes. It's like seduction in every single last photo that I look at, because I was on but when my husband found me, I was on some whole other shit. Like I was on I was on my modesty stuff.
I agree with everything you saying.
Hey,
But,
the is when you met I mean, did he have to break you, or was you already like, because the word broke? I don't know. When he was saying that, it hit me a different way, because we have been talking about our people being broken, and he spoke on the horses like, damn,
he didn't have to
been
break
broken.
me at all. He being with Ish allowed me to be in my natural state. Being with Ish allowed me to be that natural wildflower, that natural wild horse, that natural being. It allowed me to be that, to where I love the girl who I see. The first thing, if you feel more comfortable and pound, even I didn't wear a lot of makeup, but I wore enough. I wore it every day. I didn't leave my house without it. And if I left the house without some lashes on, I had an attitude. But it's just like, you know, being with a man who love you when you looking like Florida Evans, when you ain't got no weave in your head, you just looking like, you know, all puffy eyed, and he just still look at you like you are so fine. It's a different thing, because it's like being with someone who helps you to see that you need to learn and know how to appreciate who you are in your natural state, you know. And so the world breaks us. The world has broken us into being these stallions, into being these trained horses, and to being these lions. And like I said, if I would have known ahead of time, I promise I would have had some pictures available so that y'all could see who I was and how I was. Same person, same peaceful, beautiful personality, but y'all, I was just on point all the time. I was a glamazon, and every time I went out, it was like I wasn't doing it for nobody, but every day I was getting some kind of appreciation from somewhere. Oh, hey, beautiful.
Women like admiration.
Yeah.
So that's why they like the whole vanity thing.
Though. Everybody does.
Women more so.
Hey, guys, Godzilla, you looking good.
2 hours, bro.
You looking nice tonight, bro. You on your P's and Q's. I see your watch. I see your watch and all that shit. Hey,
the
real
first
talk.
Whoever told me I was a beautiful man, I fell in love instantly.
Hey, real talk. Hey, see, us brothers gotta learn to compliment each other more and do all of this as well. Like, lead by example. You hear women, you know, they don't mind giving each other compliments unless they just real jealous of another woman or something like that. But it's like, hey, bro, we all got to do better.
A woman can't be competing for time in the mirror with your man. You hear me? Because at this point, when you see what's going on, the men, they finna have the men finna start having the babies, for real. They finna be like, hey, I'm telling you. That's how much control they got a cage. Dog, like I say, lion or horses.
Well, you already got to call some of them women. And we ain't going to go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't hear what you said. Call what women. All right. Yeah. We got to stay away from that.
People who
I'm not going to. I mean, it's becoming more accustomed. I'm becoming more accustomed to it, but I don't understand it. I can't understand it. You want as a man, you want to chop off your penis? You got to take my leg. Take my leg. You hear me?
Take my life.
Take my leg. Yeah, for real. You hear me? I'm a dead man. I might as well be a dead man. Me personally. That's my personal opinion. That's no hate speech or insulting anybody else. That's just my personal. You know, I have the right as a person to say, I don't like hot dogs or pizza. I have the right to choose. Or do you nowadays?
Absolutely.
Do you have to just accept the narrative?
Seems like they trying to push the way you can't choose, nigga. Shit, you gonna have to be what the fuck they tell you.
That's the
call me woman. What Dave Chappelle? Call me woman, nigga.
That's the point. It's like,
hey, man, shit.
I don't care, man. To each his own. I'm here, you know, for a limited amount of time. So in my time of being here, I ain't got time to be trying to judge you and tell you what's right with yourself and what's wrong with yourself.
Yeah,
I don't
do what you like.
Just stop asking me to participate in that shit, bro. That's all I'm asking.
There you go.
You know that saying. You know they got that saying. If you like it, I love it.
Yeah.
If you like it, I
If
love
you
it. That's
like
my
it, you
favorite.
just
You hear
like
me?
it. That ain't got nothing to do with me,
I don't
goddamn
have to
shit.
like it.
I gotta learn the pronoun game. I ain't got time for this shit. I learned pronouns in the 3rd grade, bro. Why I gotta relearn that shit?
Hey man, it's serious, bro. It's serious. It's all kind of hidden agendas that's against humanity. You know what I mean? But we codepend on each other for our survival, whatever that means to us. You know what I mean? Right now, although they can procreate without man or a woman, that's how ill the science has gotten. You hear me? But we watching sports. We watching LeBron dunk on people. You hear me? The stuff that's really moving the world, we
Why
distractions.
you brought that nigga up?
You know, LeBron, the king, the
Hey,
GOAT,
slide
the
that nigga.
GOAT,
I don't know why you be trying to
the
slide out.
GOAT.
You know I ain't gonna let you get away with that shit, man. You can't just slide that nigga in there like that.
No, they try to
That's
keep me
real.
distracted though. I know we way off topic right now, but bro, I remember I'm watching game of the week, right? In NFL. Then right after the game of the week go off, what comes on?
What?
60 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
And
What
so
was
the
the show
NFL
about?
game go off and 60 minutes come on, and I'm watching 60 minutes just because it's on. And the bitch on 60 minutes, excuse my language, I just don't know her name. But she on 60 minutes, she say, Earth only got 20 years left. I said, what? She said Earth only has 20 years left, and I'm watching NFL Sunday. What the fuck am I doing?
That's a good question.
Man, you better seize the day, nigga. Shit, cause
Straight
she
the
lying.
fuck
She
up.
don't know.
What clouds say, and it ain't nothing we can do to change the narrative, except try to be able to kind of project seeing things before they happen. And what's the, it's to the point of no return. But what we can do is try to try to get the cutting, try to protect our friends and family from the turmoil that's here to come, because everybody's in financial turmoil. Their health is deteriorating. You hear me? Everything is getting worse. Mental health is through the roof. People are unstable in their mental. Drug addiction is through the roof. It's a lot of things going on, and we're telling people to remain optimistic. Be optimistic. Just think you gotta. But is this actually a reality? This is the importance of creating a networking system. You hear me? This is when I got to use knowledge resources. I got to use Ish Tiller resources. I got to use King Show resources. You hear me? I can't do this by myself. And until we learn this, they have raised us to be individuals. This is why we're left to get exploited.
Dirty.
Yeah.
I agree with mostly everything you said, but one thing, mental health been through the roof. It's just now that they motherfuckers got access to it to be able to say I'm mentally ill.
Yeah.
But our grandparents was fucked up. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Our elders, motherfuckers was fucked up.
Yeah.
Mental health always really been through the roof. It's just that nobody had the access to identify it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me drop this short real quick, bro. Yeah, real quick. This is, bro, we make this shit way more difficult than it really is. We act like we can't foresee things happening when it's proven that we had ancestors that seen stuff happening 100,000 years ago that are happening today. How can we not see things that's right in front of us today when they got pictures of helicopters? All of this thing that we live in was written in stone a long time ago. So how is it that they were able to see it, but we think they're not able to see? When you just said that they can now create human beings without the man or the woman, they can still create. They can clone people. They can make food you eat out of nothing that don't exist. You see trichinosis. Man, look at the ingredients in these foods. You don't even know what chemicals or what you eating for real. So I mean, let's keep it 100. If we're living in an artificial simulation, so if we can live in a simulation and people can foresee years behind us, we have the ability to foresee now. This is why they have the woman in the office creating the office space, because if you give this woman the energy and the resources to know herself, she gonna see every fucking thing before it happens. It happens in my household all the time. Like, yeah, the guy that she see things ahead of time. So it's like, no, bro, this is natural. These are natural phenomena. The food, our thoughts, what we pay attention to, what we listen to is distracting us from seeing what's happening in front of us.
What we
It's
see.
not that we don't. It's not that we don't see it. It's not that you have to be chasing something else not to see what's in front of you right now.
You're true. That's big facts. I'm surprised they're not blaming the rap music for the little kids going around shooting 25 people. You know, John Wick never gets backlash. John Wick never gets backlash. I just seen John Wick 4, but I lost count. I was trying to keep count of how many people he killed. I was trying to keep count of how many people got killed in the movie. I lost count. You hear me? I'm like, man, I can't. I'd have probably like the thousands. But man,
I feel you on that.
And he gone by this day.
At the same
Gone
time,
by this day.
Gone by this day.
At the same time, we got to be honest. The idea of a nigga killing another nigga is mostly pushed through rap music.
Yeah, that's real.
Hey, can I say something?
Or the mass media. The mass media
that control rap music. The white Jewish cat that control these that pay these niggas to do this.
There you go. You don't never hear brown on brown crime, or the war in Ukraine right now is not called white on white crime. You hear me? It's 4,500 people. It's buildings explode. You know, they dropping bombs. They shoot. A real war. You hear me? Not somebody shooting. But amazingly, they don't call that white on white crime. But so back to what she was talking about, the propaganda that they're teaching us, the indoctrinations. Like Knowledge was saying, if we drop these indoctrinations and come together as a people, we see ourselves as a valuable resources instead of everything else. We are the resources. Until we see that, we're going to let somebody else control the narrative. And they're always going to control us. We're not supposed to allow somebody from another culture to define us. How are they going to define us? If you want to go learn about Asians, you're going to learn about it from Asian people. We can't let these people define us as a culture, because they're going to give us some, you think they're going to give us some news we can use? Nah, all they're going to teach us is a derogative history. All about our culture. They're not going to teach us about our rich, illustrious culture, where everybody across the globe is stealing from Mama Africa, while they teach us to hate the word African. We don't even affiliate as Africans. You hear me? Now, this is back to, even this is big thing. Even Morgan Freeman saying he doesn't subscribe to the title as African American. Me, personally, I subscribe to the title because I said we're the indigenous people of both lands. We're the indigenous people of both lands. You hear me? We are the indigenous people of America, Africa, and even that. It's crazy. Asian. See, science tells you the true story, but we're more into belief systems than fucking science. You know, so they gave us religion. Ah man, you hear me? They gave us religion. All the holy books of the world, when they talk about the higher qualities or the gods, they are describing people who look like us, from the Elohim, you know, to the niggas in the Bible. You hear me? You know, so we have to drop these indoctrinations, man, and start seeing ourselves as valuable resources. In closing, man, we are the resources. We have to build up a networking system, because this me and mine thing that they teach, these are war tactics, divide and conquer. In closing, unity is the key. You know, united we stand, divided we fall. In closing.
Hey, Sean, I know you've been trying to say something, bro. What you talking about?
Hey, I've been at peace. Yeah, my phone finna go dead, man. It's like at 10%, man. I've been trying to stay on the phone and listen, man, be part of it. Not trying to run, but my phone finna go dead. I got to go in here and work. They been working this Bobby. I appreciate y'all kings and queens, man. Thanks for letting me have me on your platform, bro. And that's all. I'm just showing you respect, bro. That's it. And I let y'all talk. That's all. I gotta go. Y'all have a good
Peace,
Take care.
day.
God,
Take
Happy
buddy.
care.
Thursday. Happy
Bobby.
Thursday.
Peace. Happy
Bobby.
Happy Thursday.
Hey man, my closing statement, man. Definitely, I want to say I have to pick up where you started and say current, because I think money's not the root to all evil, but it's the way that people look at money. And if you don't value yourself, value your neighbor, and value people around you, then that is the current. If you take $1 billion and go put it in a field and say, I want $1 million house, the money don't move. The money doesn't build anything. So if you don't value the people and value thoughts and value ideas, these are the things that actually make money work. So, we got to use our current, our energy, our electric energy that's in us, use that current to make sparks and actually build our own value. Like, we got to value people. And the fact that we don't value people, now they're using currency to basically make everybody feel like you don't have anything. When guess what? All the plants in the world grows out of the ground. If somebody keeps turning the soil where it can't hold nutrients, okay, that's like modified. That's somebody's attempting. Like, we have to look at this. The farms have been replaced by the farms. The pharmaceuticals have replaced the farms. You are now eating Impossible Burgers. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it a stack.
It's
Keep it a
impossible
stack.
that we
You
made.
know what I'm
It's
saying?
impossible that we made
It's
this.
impossible. It's impossible. Now, I'm not saying we're supposed to be eating the animals. Like, we see what's happening. Like, I don't subscribe. I've been vegan 8 years. Like, I ain't did none of that. But I'm not knocking a person that does. There's no, like, been there, done that. Like, at the end of the day, but the truth of the matter is, bro, we got to start dealing in what we know. Like, all the beliefs, man, everything we've been taught, the majority of it was incorrect. The majority. Like, so us as parents, our parents, we seen them get complacent. We seen Jesus become the first martyr. Everybody watched the innocent person die. Now, every time you kill an innocent person, you can come up with the reason that you killed them. Jesus, it was for the sins. Martin Luther King, it was for civil rights. Tupac, it was for gangster rap. I mean, you can just come up with that. Yeah, I killed the motherfucker. Hey, man, Dr. Sabi, he said he could cure something. See, he dead. Okay. Like, yeah, so you create these martyrs. So instead of people standing up saying, you know what, this person was right, I'm standing on the same thing they were standing on. Now you got 1 billion people you got to kill, not one. The problems we keep running into trying to unite is it's only one person making the move, busting the move. We all got to move at one time this time. Like, we're in a different day and age. The women got to get the young goddesses. They got to get the other goddesses together. The men, we got to get the troops. We got to get the guys. We got to get them together. And then this thing will unite. In closing.
In closing.
Man, in closing, my closing statement, appreciate you, Dirty, for letting us get on here, letting my wife get on here and bring a different point of view to the platform.
Appreciate y'all coming, man.
As far as the topic of what we was talking about tonight, for the majority of the time, African marriage. I'm gonna leave the other part out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the men, I say we have to change our palette when it comes to what we want in a woman and what we present, what we outwardly present to the world, as in what we want in a woman. Because a business can only sell to a consumer what a consumer is willing to buy. You see what I'm saying? So if we don't present it like we want our women to always be dressing or whatever, doing some crazy, if you want to say it's crazy, if you want to say it's whole tendencies or whatever, if you don't want your woman doing that type of things, then like she said, the rubbernecking and You know, just you got to change your palate. Just like when you eat food, in order for you to move on to something new, like become a vegan, you know what I'm saying? He had to change his palate first. He had to, you know what I'm saying? Let me try this. Let me try this. Okay, yes, I can live this lifestyle if I do this. You see what I'm saying? So being married is not hard work, especially if you do the work before you get married. You see what I'm saying? And women allow men to change their palate. If you are not his taste, recognize that. If he is not really your taste, then that for the longevity, not something for a quick snack, but a meal that'll last. You know what I'm saying? You got some things that's just made to snack on. Then you got some things that's made for entrees. So if you want the entree, carry yourself like you want the entree. You want to be the entree. If you want to be the entree, carry yourself like you the entree. If you want to be a little snack, a little dessert, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and you know put your goodies on display.
I
You
like
know,
that. I like that right there. I could dig that.
that's my closing segment.
I like that.
I just want to say in closing, thank you guys so much for having me on your platform. It was definitely an amazing conversation. One that if you do a part two, I'm here for it because I can talk for days. I got plenty to say.
Absolutely.
But
Maybe a good game.
definitely want to encourage all of the single men to get your expectations up and keep them there. And also, what you just like what my husband was just saying, just be mindful of what it is that you're presenting, be mindful of what it is that you're taking in, because these will be the things that come to your doorstep. These will be the things that come to you. So fill yourself up and surround yourself with what it is that you want to have. And quality is much better than quantity. That's not a knock to polygyny, which is what a lot of men want, which is one man and multiple wives. But focus on yourself, your expectations, and present those things so that the women that you get that come to you are already whole and knowing what you want, and y'all on the same page in the same book. And for the women out there who are single, I want to encourage you guys that's in the listening audience as well and the viewing audience as well to get your expectations up. A lot of times as women, we don't have enough expectation other than I want a man, I want a husband, I want a wedding, I want a honeymoon. I don't want to just have a baby daddy. You know, we don't have enough actual solid expectations, but beyond expectations for other people, lift up your expectations for yourself. Become who it is that you want to be. Become who you want to marry. Be able to be that person. I wanted a loving, peaceful man. My husband has a big bite and a big bark, but with he and I, we don't get into it. We don't have issues because I don't want no smoke. So because I don't want no smoke, it's like he don't bring me fire. He don't bring it. We don't even create the smoke because it comes from somewhere. So make sure that in everything that you're doing, that you are yoking yourself up or that you are linking yourself up with people who want to reciprocate what it is that you need, what it is that you want. But that starts with first you knowing what it is that you need, you knowing what it is that you want. Raise your expectations, because if you want to be a hot girl, you're gonna be hot out here and you're gonna keep getting fucked and dumped, and nobody's going to be with you and nobody's going to value you because you're going to keep lying to yourself. But when you're ready to face yourself in the mirror and tell the truth and say, you know what, there's nothing wrong with me being a whole, complete, modest woman, and there's nothing wrong with me wanting a whole, complete, successful or foundational or whatever type of man it is that you're looking for in this world. There's somebody for you, but be you for yourself first. And that's for male and female.
I can
Shalom.
dig it. Shalom.
God, body. Hey,
Man.
hey, before we go out, bro, I think it'll be good to get them back up on the polyamory, polygyny thing for real, because definitely, I think just as a culture in America, um, us men, like I would deal with that part of it, but us as men say things like polyamory or we're naturally polygamous. But the truth of the matter is, being polygamy takes honesty and it takes self control. So I think a lot of these words that we actually throw out there, we need to actually get, the equal balances. We need to have the women and the men to really discuss these things because I think it's clear lines. The truth, I say, we not far from the truth. It's just what we've been taught. We got to drop everything we're taught to realize we naturally know. But yeah, the majority of people don't want polygyny. Yeah, what's that guy? Yeah, she said something. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was yeah.
yeah.
We naturally know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we naturally know, and the whole polygyny spiel really just be a reason to live out your fantasies for the majority of men. It's a good excuse to live out every fantasy that you've seen on these things that has warped your mind. These pornos, all this stuff that has warped your mind. Now you want to live out these fantasies, so you use the word polygyny as a reason to live out fantasies. This is the truth of the matter. But however, I say it's a whole different topic. God body, we hope we united somebody or several people out there tonight.
Hey, this was to inform, definitely not to insult. We love everybody, the heterosexual, the homosexuals, the singles, the married people, and we also encourage African American union. If you're a black man, get you a black woman. If you're a black woman, get you a black man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here and y'all messing with us. One love. God bodies.